everyone. I'm Candy Christoph, and you've joined me today for a legacy lesson. Welcome, welcome, welcome. To those of you who may be joining for the first time, allow me to introduce myself. I am Candy Christoph, and I am an entrepreneur at heart. A long time ago, I made a pinky promise to my dad that I was not going to be poor and that I was going to have wealth and abundance. And I have been married for the last 37 years. And at year 32, my husband and I hit a hookup. You would have thought at year 32 that we would be on autopilot, but we weren't. And so after our reconciliation, and during that process, it was very painful. It was very troubling for me. It was a breaking of me in a lot of areas that I just didn't understand and didn't feel that it was fair. So I began to pray and ask God, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And what I got from him was purpose that pain. Share what you have gone through to help other power couples, to help other married couples who are in business and who are in ministry together to get unstuck where you and Dre once got stuck at. And so here we are, years later, happily married and reconciled. And now my husband and I are on a quest. And that quest is to find who it is that need our message so that you can know too that you can have both. You can have your business and you can have your marriage. You can have your ministry and serve God wholeheartedly and have joy with the one that you love right on the side of you. And so every Tuesday at 1 p.m., I'm committed to sharing with you some of the things that we have gone through and done to get unstuck. And so that's what today's legacy lesson is about. I'm super, super excited, though, because you guys know I have been promoting my book, Business on the Legacy Ladder. This is book number 1. And it talks about the principles and the steps that we have taken to get our businesses where it is today. We have Housing Options of Louisiana, $1 million business in real estate and rental development properties. And I want to share with you what we did, what we learned along the way to get to where we are. And I'm happy. The workbook is here. So you have the book and you have the workbook. And you might be asking yourself, where do I need to go to get both? Well, the book and the workbook is available at Candy's Legacy Blueprints, because the blueprints of what we've gone through to get us where we are, I want to leave for you. I want to leave for the next generation. I shared with some of you all that I lost my mother. She died, transitioned on to glory at year 60 years old, 5 months and 4 days. And my dad died at age 49. So I realized wholeheartedly that death will occur. And when it does, you don't have your parents and grandparents to run to for advice. And if my parents were here, they haven't gotten to the level of success that we were. They did the groundwork to make sure that I went to college, to make sure that I did what I needed to do and got what I needed to get to be able to experience this level of success. But they themselves they couldn't tell me how to run $1 million business because they've never had that opportunity. But here in our books, Business on the Legacy Ladder, it'll help you. What I did do was I wrote the book where it would be an easy read. I realized some people are like my husband and he don't want to sit down and read a whole book. But he will read if he's intrigued enough, and it's at a level where it's more friendlier for him, more easier for him to digest. And so I wrote Business on the Legacy Ladder and the other books where it's an easy read for you. If you want to take a couple hours, you can read the book. Or if you want to do it together as a study tool for you and your husband, you could. The workbook, I love my workbook. I love the book, but I love the workbook. The workbook is designed where you could go it alone, or you can go as a couple in working it. And so you can go to Candy's Legacy Blueprints and you can order the book and the workbook. And yes, it's me. And again, the workbook too is designed for you to be able to work it independently or together. It has lines in it so that you can fill out what you need. And it has a legacy alignment test that you'll be able to go to. Now, if you're wondering, I don't know if I really need this or want this, go take the legacy alignment quiz that we have for you. The legacy alignment quiz will let you know where you are, if you good, fair, or poor in some areas, and where you need to get realigned at. And so I'm super happy about the book and the workbook. And yes, Marriage, Make It Last is rolling out on the press for you. If you would like for me to come and speak to your group, your corporation, your school, your group about business and success and how we found it, I have my calendar on the website, and you can book a call for us to discuss that. Now, for today's lesson, I wanted us to talk about business and how it affects our home life. I know that many people follow me and Dre, and they see that we are all over the place and that we are happy. And yes, we are happy. I still call him my boyfriend, and he still calls me his girlfriend, even after 37 years. So I'm here to tell you that it is so possible to have that joy. But I want to say to you, every day is not a sunshiny day. We have our days when I get on his nerves and he get on my nerves, but we have a covenant that we both are respecting, and we both are passionate about protecting. More passionate about protecting than I would say ever have in our lives. And that's something that I want to make sure that I make clear to you guys. Every day is not a honeymoon day. Every day is not supposed to be a honeymoon day. You don't want to get stuck at feeling any one emotion. You don't want to get stuck on anger, sadness, or joy. You don't want to get stuck there. You want to live life with its ups and downs together. And that's one of the secrets to it. So one thing I want to talk about is the silent strain that goes on inside of homes. You know, that silent strain when you feel like, oh, I want to fuss. I got something legitimate to fuss about, but I want to kind of hold the peace a little bit. You see, couples that are in business together, that have a business behind closed doors, we argue. There is some resentment at times, and there is emotional distance at times. Think about that. We're human. Everybody is. There are times when little things that attracted me to Dre and little things that attracted me to him get on our nerves, because we're human. And what we do is we allow ourselves some space during that time, and then before you know it, the mood changes. Another trigger that often triggers couples that are in business together or ministry together is money triggers. Financial stress is a issue. It's a legitimate issue that occurs in everybody's family, not just when you ain't got nothing, but when you have as well. You know, when you don't have, I think I shared with you guys one other time that I remember the time when I would go to Walmart and I would think, God, I'm looking for the day when I just can go to Walmart, write the check, and not have to worry about, am I stretching it too thin? Well, God has allowed me to see those days. And now it's not so much about the check and writing a check at Walmart, but it's now about getting and maintaining. You know, you get, then you got to maintain it. You get, then you got to maintain it. And you can get out of whack with that. My husband loved toys, and I love making him happy, and he loves seeing me smiling. But when you got to maintain. And in doing so, that can cause some emotional stress. It can cause tension in a household. It can cause hours of not wanting to be around the other person. And so those are some silent tensions and some money trigger stresses that you got to be aware of. Not having a clear system is what causes it to escalate. It's what causes you to have physical conflict at times, or emotional conflict at times. Andre and I both are from divorced parents. My parents divorced early and his divorced early. And when we were thinking about getting married, we made a pact to one another that we were never, ever going to lay a hand on the other one. That as he put it, you keep your hands to yourself and I'm going to keep my hands to myself. And we made that pact early in our marriage. And to this day, there's not been violence in our home. Now, that's not to say it ain't been some fussing and some heated arguments. But as far as touching the other one, that doesn't happen and don't happen. Now, that brings up a good point here for me to interject. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. If you have not put it on your calendar, do so. Domestic violence is something that is real. And in last year, I want to say just before October, we had a murder-suicide to happen in central Louisiana. And I was bombarded with people asking me, Candy, have you thought about doing something? Candy, have you all thought about stepping up to the plate and meeting the need of that? And I'm happy to say that Reentry Solutions has coupled and partnered with Christoph Counseling and Associates. So starting immediately, but kickoff in October, help will be here via my team of licensed clinical social workers who will be providing treatment for those who need help with domestic violence. And Reentry Solutions, my nonprofit, will be providing the support piece, because we all have to rise above domestic violence. We all must realize that we can't be silent about it. And turning a blind eye and a deaf ear is not the answer. My team has several speaking opportunities that I will be sharing domestic violence insight and helping different churches get a domestic violence plan together, because not everybody knows how to handle that. So I want to say to you that money triggers, that silent strain in the home from conflict, if it's not addressed, if there's not a plan, it can spill over and it can become violent in the home. Unfortunately, I lived in a home where there was domestic violence. It wasn't pretty. And it had the opportunity to repeat itself in my cycle, lifetime, and in my sister's cycle. But we both were strong enough and had mama to say, oh no, you ain't tolerating that. But not everybody has that. And you know, today, mamas and grandmamas are putting up with domestic violence. So my message to you is get ready. October is domestic violence. We will be rising above domestic violence in October in central Louisiana, and we will be spreading the word that help is here and support is too. Another issue that happens in families and couples that are married in business or ministry is the unseen cycle of control. Many couples normalize toxic patterns. Oh, daddy's just in a bad mood. Oh, she's in her feelings. And you know, violence in the home, it's not just the men doing it. There are women that flip the script and do it as well. So I say to you that Normalizing it, giving it an excuse is not okay. It is not all right. It is not all right. Criticisms, intimidations, you don't do this well, you don't do that well. Giving somebody the silent treatment slowly erodes trust, and it can progress to abuse. There are ways that you get back at your partner, like only you can get back at your partner. That's not healthy. It's toxic. And again, help is here and support is too if you need it. I want to take another one talk to you about another one, and that is legacy at risk. Children and employees are watching. And I said just the other day on the Legacy Nuggets, what you do today, your children will talk about on tomorrow. And what they see you do and live, they're going to talk about it. And so your legacy is at risk if you are in an abusive situation or if you are the abuser. Your children are watching, your employees are watching, your volunteers are watching if you're in ministry. And that unresolved tension that goes on in your marriage, it covers over in the workplace. Your staff knows if you're not getting along at home, and you ain't even got to tell them. Your volunteers in your ministry knows if things ain't right because they've been around you enough to know. So ministers, I'm speaking to you, ministry couples, business couples. We have to make sure that these things are addressed on the home front, because if not, it will carry over not only to our children, but to our employees and to our volunteers. So your legacy is at risk when you don't address these issues. Last but not least, I want to talk to you about ignoring it. There are some people, I'm not one of them, that can just ignore the roof calling off. I'm not going to talk for days and days at a time. That's not me. If there's an issue, you best believe we're going to hit it, and we're going to hit it straight up. And we're going to talk about it, because I've learned through the years that if you can talk about it all, you can work through it all. I'm going to say that again. If you can talk about it, all of it, you can work through it. It's when you're not willing to talk and the other person is not willing to talk, to communicate. A relationship takes two people. It takes two. And if both people are not willing to talk through it, you'll never get through it. And it could be that the pain, the hurt is so great that you need to put time and space between you so that you can talk calmly and intelligently about it. So you won't be tempted to lay hands on each other about it. Take that time, but don't let too much time pass. Because as time passes, walls erode. And as walls erect, it'll be harder to even talk about it. It'll be like, why even bother? You didn't care all this time to come see about me. You didn't care all this time to check on me. Don't let too much time pass. Don't let too much time pass. Now, I want to say to you, legacy on the business ladder will help you get through some of those steps. It will identify it. It will help you get through a plan with it. And it will identify nuggets along the way. And the workbook will help guide you through going through your specific and individual problems right now. It'll help you with that. And I have coaching lessons and classes and consultations available, whether you are a business or a ministry, or you are a couple that's at a hiccup like we were. I want to say to you that I am here. My goal in life, my mission now, is to help as many power couples as I can to hold on to and to grow your legacy and to protect what matters the most. And that is your relationship with God, your marriage, and your family. You know, I look back and I look at how different life would have been if I wouldn't have stopped and hit pause, if I wouldn't have listened to the counsel that God sent to me in the form of my friends and my family and say, wait a minute, stop, let God step in, give yourself some time and space, come to the table once you have a cool head, and just let God have his way. And in doing so, I was able to say, I'm going to give my marriage a chance again. I went to my pastor and Bishop Anthony Mangum said to me, Candy, don't get ahead of God. Don't get ahead of God. And you know what I was determined to do? I was determined to do what I wanted to do. I'd always said that this was my non-negotiable. And if this happened, I'm out. And granted, the church gives me a way out for infidelity. And granted, I didn't want to pray. My girlfriends asked me, Candy, have you prayed about this? And my response was, no, I didn't pray about it. Because I know, Candy know what she gonna do. And I was determined to do it. So I got ahead of God. I didn't pray about it. And I did what I wanted to do. And found myself 72 hours shy of property divorce settlement. And now, almost 3 years back, 3 years from the separation, 3 years from the divorce proceedings, 3 years out, I'm so happy. Life is so sweet. And God is so good. And I say that to say to you that God don't love me no more than he loves you. And if he can do it for my business, my marriage, and my ministry, he can do it for yours too. And if he can save our legacy of financial wealth and prosperity, he can save yours too. I'm going to say that again. God don't love me no more than he loves you. And if he can do it for my marriage, my business, my ministry, he will do it and can do it for yours. Only now, you have something that I didn't have. You have someone here to coach you through it. Because I've been there, I did that. I got the t-shirt and the bag of chips too, as the young folks say. And if I can do it and get through it, I can help you with it as well. And I want to thank those that are tuning in today, because you can have your business on the Legacy Ladder. You can have your copy by going to Candy Kristoff Speaks or Candy Speaks and Candy Legacy Blueprints, both websites, and you will be able to find the link to order the book. Marriage, How to Make It Last. Y'all, I put my heart in that book. I put my heart into every one of them. I did because I wanted my children to have this and my grandchildren to have this. But marriage, make it last. Ministry, being spiritually strategic. And my favorite one, the adultery trap. Y'all want to get that. And you want to get that in the workbook. That's a bundle that I promise you will make a difference in your life. It's my heart and soul poured out to show you how to get on to the next level. I'm talking so much, I'm even getting a little hoarse here. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I recognize that the most valuable thing you can give someone is not your money. It ain't even your house. The most valuable thing you can give someone is your time. You can never get that back. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Candy Kristoff. Remember, you can have silent strain in your home, money triggers, unseen cycles of control, and you can have your legacy at risk. Don't ignore those warning signs. You can break the cycle. Remember, October is Domestic Violence Month. We will be talking more about it. We will be doing events, and we will be out there live and visible for you to be able to know more about domestic violence. You don't have to deal with that. God didn't intend for you to. All right, I'm Candy Kristoff. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please put in the comment what your biggest takeaway from today was. Share this lesson with someone that you know in your immediate feed. Just share it and tune in again next time. And bye-bye for now.